and welcome to day 23 of the Consistently Creative Challenge. My name is Dija Renuka. I'm an actor and a filmmaker, and I teach and create art programming for underserved youth. Today, I want to talk about something that I feel pretty passionate about, and it's the idea of comparison. And that can definitely be a thing when you are starting out as a creative, but it can be a thing when you've been doing it for a while as well. I've been a professional actress for the past 20 years, and there are times when I definitely compare myself to others. I just think it's human nature. We all do it. I don't want you to get down on yourself if it's something you do, but I want to discuss today how important it is that we address comparison. You may have heard this saying that I think President Roosevelt said, that comparison is the thief of joy. I also think comparison is a thief of inspiration. When you are constantly comparing yourself to other people, you can really lose your inspiration. And as a result, you can definitely lose your joy as well. But it will steal your inspiration, it will steal your ability to be open, to receive ideas, to see things around you that inspire you and deepen your ideas because you're too busy comparing yourself. The thing with comparison is that it can really quickly lead to jealousy and envy. And I'm sorry, but we don't want to be playing in the covetousness sandbox. God doesn't like that. And it's just really not healthy. And you just don't want to go down that path. And so the comparison, I would say, is like a gateway drug. It's like the first door into things. And if you can just acknowledge it and kind of deal with it right there and not let it grow into a root of envy and jealousy and covetousness and things that start to make you change who you are and change your values and go against like what you believe to start trying to get something, we just don't want to go down that path. The first thing I would encourage you to do is just examine that emotion. There's this YouTuber that I really enjoy, Maya, Shameless Maya, and I've been following her since the very beginning, but she said this thing, like, we can look at a picture and we can feel jealous, or we can start comparing ourselves to a person because they look really happy and cute in the photo. And you could really look at it and say, why am I feeling this way? What do I actually want? Okay, it looks like she's really happy and I want to be happy. It looks like she's really well dressed and I want to be well dressed. And so you can kind of look at it that way versus, okay, she's on stage and you're feeling jealous. And so you think that you need to be on stage so you can feel happy. No, just think about it. Okay, she's really happy. I just want that feeling. I just want that feeling too. Or I just want to be acknowledged for something that I do. I want to be so good at it that I get acknowledged or I get an award too. Acknowledge that and accept that. And then take it before the Lord. Like, if you realize that you feel insecure about something and you're like, I just want to be really good at something and be acknowledged for it, then you look at the thing that you want to be good at and then go get good at it and let that just be a to shine a light on what you want. For example, I'm finishing up my master's program, and for a long time, I just wanted to deepen my knowledge. And so when I saw people really at the top of their game with being good at something and understanding a subject matter really well, I would kind of compare myself. But it just came down to the fact that I was supposed to go back to school and study social practice art and, really just understand something well enough that I could teach and offer knowledge to other people. I would also say make sure that you define success for yourself so that you can come back to center when you get pulled off center, when you are triggered by a picture or a video or something that makes you start comparing yourself. It can throw you off. And so when I learned about this thing, like getting pulled off center, it helped me so much. When you start to feel something and you're like, I don't feel so good. I don't like that feeling. I don't feel like myself. You need to find your center again. That means maybe taking some time to yourself. That means reflecting on the things that are important to you, going back to your gratitude journal. And when you define success for yourself, you can say, hey, that's really great for them. And you can legitimately celebrate, but understand, well, this is actually what I want for my life. I am a person who has a spouse and I have children. And so I really don't want to be doing a whole bunch of things right now. I'm making a conscious decision to put my kids as the priority right now because one's in college, one's about to go to college, one's a sophomore in high school. Like, it's important to me that I am paying attention during this time and that I'm available during this time. And besides, I'm tired. Like, I just want to kind of rest and recover from being super busy. And so when I see other people doing things, getting in plays, getting in movies, I can literally be like, man, I want to be more active as an actor. But I can also say, that's really great for them because I've made this conscious decision to kind of step back and I'm really happy about it. But yeah, there's moments where I'm like, oh, I want to do more, but I've been there already where I've done so much that I wasn't happy. And I'm like, I'm not home. I'm not paying attention. I don't know what's going on in my kid's life. And I always feel like I'm behind and stressed out and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's not, I don't want to be like that. That kind of helps me a lot defining success for myself and understanding how I can come back to center. Next, I would say just remove the triggers. If it's just getting too much, just remove the triggers. Stay off of social media if you have to. Don't watch certain shows if you have to. Just take a break. It's totally fine to take a break. You're a human being. Just remove the triggers. And so it just doesn't take up your time because you really don't have to be around it. You don't have to look at it, and take that time that you were spending on social media and go work on your project. Go work on yourself. Go get better at something so that you can have something that you can be really proud and excited to do and eventually share. That's pretty short. I'd just say remove the triggers after you identify them, get rid of them. Understand that what is for you is for you. I always used to hear that saying, and I didn't know if I believed it because I was younger and I thought, well, I have more control than I actually have. And the truth is, that's an illusion. We really don't have as much control as we think that we have. And that's okay. And you don't want what's not for you, anyways, because that's a whole bunch of stress and frustration. You don't want to push and like knock down this door that you weren't even supposed to go through in the first place. And life is a lot more enjoyable and it's less stressful when you understand that what is for you is for you. I would hear actors say that all the time, more seasoned, advanced actors. It didn't matter if they were young or old. It's just if they were in the industry for a while and they understand that just wasn't for me, it was for them. And there's so many factors that conspire together for you to get a role in this industry that you just don't have control over. But when it works out for you, oh man, you're like, yeah, this was for me. This is perfect. I love this. It fits, like things flow. So just be okay with that. It's true. And you just really don't want the things that aren't for you that cause you to have to change yourself for it in any way where you just don't feel at peace. It's just not worth it. There's this producer, Devon Franklin, who's also a minister, and he always says you don't want to have to bow down to go through a door, else that door's not for you. Like when you walk through doors that are for you, it feels so good and affirming that you understand like this was for me, and you always want your experiences to be that way. So I just want to encourage you to embrace that what's for you is for you and no one can take it away from you. And lastly, I just want to encourage you to remember that you are a unique creation. There is nobody like you. And only God could do that with his creation. There is nobody like you right now who has lived at this time with your parents, with your story, with your experiences, with your worldview. That combination is unique to you. God knit you together in your mother's womb. And in Jeremiah 29:11, it says, For I know, well, God is saying this, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. He has plans for you. Your path is unique. And I just want to encourage you to remember that and to meditate on that as you might look around and compare yourself to other people. I've kind of gotten to this place where I'm able to celebrate other people because I believe that God will do it for me. So now I see it as evidence that if God can do it for them, then he can do it for me. No, I'm not perfect at it all the time. It's definitely something I've developed over the years, but I just want to encourage you to change how you look at it. If you see someone doing something amazing, like they have a book on the New York Times bestsellers list and they're out there like giving glory to God, just know that that just is evidence that he is capable of doing things like that. And yours may not look exactly like that, but it's going to be awesome. And so I just want to encourage you today to really examine that feeling and to kind of reframe it as much as you can. I don't really have any assignment for you. Actually, I just really would like you to put this into practice the next time that something triggers you or makes you feel envious or jealous in some way. Don't be scared of that. Just acknowledge it, examine it, and put into place these things that we just talked about today. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.